All right, and welcome to the first official Worlds Talk
Bang bang
week in review of the century. All
of
right,
the month.
yeah. All right, we just had the first week of Worlds happen. We're going into the second one tomorrow. It's been a pretty interesting World so far. Uh, did it once again. I'm One Park,
And I'm Lumen.
and yeah. So well, week one just happened.
L-
Lumen, what you thinking?
Yeah, I think week one had a whole bunch of interesting games. It was pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. What about you? What are you thinking?
Uh, I think so far this has been the battle of East versus West. Definitely, I really feel like overall there's not as much rivalry between EU and NA now that both of them are handedly showing up.
Well, certain teams for EU and they're handily showing up. You still got those one team per.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but okay. Aside from Korea, everybody else is Korea's like 3-0 and good teams. NA and EU 2-1. All the other regions are like, well, other ones you can forgive. But I guess overall, do you have any games that you were favorite last week?
We can start at the beginning, as in last Thursday. The first game that I really, really enjoyed was the Cloud9 upset over AHQ.
Yeah, the game were heard around the world.
Exactly. Just Jesus, Cloud9 handily defeated AHQ, and they started off this tournament with, hey, don't count us out. Because you remember every expert said they were going to go 0-6.
Exactly. And then AHQ not really showing up to the tournament overall, and Cloud9 basically exposing that. Definitely a good game to watch. Especially
Yes.
an incredible performance from a Sneaky and an Incarnation with the Vigar.
Yes, Incarnation pulls out the Vigar pick, his first world appearance,
Yeah.
and Incarnation. It was. I feel like it was a sneaky pick, and even if it was a sneaky pick, they made it work, and it was banned against them every other game too.
Yeah. Anything else running out day one? Mm,
How close the Counter Logic Gaming and Flash Wolves game was.
yeah, it came down to one last late game fight. But still, overall, I think day one, aside from the Cloud9 upsets and the closeness of Flash Wolves versus Counter Logic Gaming, anything else important happened that day? Well, no, Fnatic steamrolled over Invictus because Invictus
Yeah,
has not shown up at this tournament, and that's who people consider to be their major threat. And their group,
yeah,
that was pretty good. Otherwise, EDG beating Bangkok, SKT beating H2K, and KOO beating Pain. Those are to be expected wins. So, if you want to go back and watch any games, okay, I guess we could do this each day. If you had to watch one game fully for the entire day, and then the others you got to catch the highlights or look at results, what would it be?
if you had to watch one game fully from me, it would probably be the CLG Flash Wolves game because that game was a nail biter. And if you wanted to catch the highlights, you should probably catch the Cloud9 AHQ highlights. But
Oh, that was the only game that ran long and had actually decent length.
yeah,
Uh, yeah,
even
I
though
agree with the
even
CLG.
even though Cloud9 like basically showed us that they're here to play, like the CLG Flash Wolves games was just a more entertaining game. Cloud9 was a hype game because like they came to play, but they thoroughly destroyed AHQ, and CLG was Flash Wolves was entertaining,
Yeah,
nail biter.
yeah, I think I'd probably agree with that CLG game being the one to watch, but I don't know. There's a part of me would say you gotta watch the C9 game to watch them spank the ass of people they expect to get their asses spanked by.
Yeah, that's why it was a close. But if you like suspense and stuff like that, then CLG Flash Wolves. If you just want to be hype as F though, like if you're a Cloud9 fan and you just want to be super hype,
Yeah, hype as
Cloud9
fuck.
versus Cloud9 versus AHQ. Watch that game.
Yeah, we're not in Sliver's house. We can say fuck here. Can we? Yeah, we got the clear. We can say fuck.
All right,
So,
cool.
day two started out with KT Rolster defeating TSM upsetting very many people. KT Rolster was expected to go 0-6. Not at all. TSM lost as expected.
Oh, what really was a kind of
People,
unexpected win was Oregon
LG,
over LGD.
yeah, people, LGD just did not show up this Worlds.
Nope.
They've come out and said their coach basically left them right before Worlds, and then Imp's the only person who's been doing real good, but you're at World stage, you can't 1v5, and they haven't. They LGD have really never got that comp protect the whatever he's on comp, or they haven't done it well enough, so they haven't been able to shine. And Origin's looking really, really strong.
Yeah, Origin is looking really, really strong. Another highlight of that day was after the nail biter of last night of yesterday's Flash Wolves versus CLG. Flash Wolves takes a victory over Coup Tigers.
Yeah, that's what really makes this Group A interesting because everybody's basically beaten everybody, or somebody who's gotten beat has beat the team that's beat the other person. So it's a really fire, grass, water going on right now.
Exactly, in the group of life, yeah,
Yeah, people expected it was CLG and Cooch going to breeze through, but Flash Wolves are saying, don't count us out yet. Even I never really counted them out.
no. If anything, Pain Gaming is probably the one to count out in that group, just because the wild cards really haven't done anything in any worlds.
Yeah. Well, third game of the day, Bangkok Titans losing to SKT, and that's where Faker played the Olaf mid.
Yeah, that was an interesting game because Baker basically just styled on the entirety of Bangkok Titans,
Yeah.
and I feel like SKT that game was just playing around. They was just like, yeah, we're just gonna chill, take a day off,
Yeah. Then H2K losing to Edward Gaming.
which was that went to be about to be
Yeah, that was
expected
no
to.
surprise. Then we already talked about Flasho versus Ku, and then CLG beating Pain. Pain has been, like you and I have said in previous Worlds talk, they were the one of the two. I'm not gonna say randos. Wild cards. That's the word I'm looking for. They had the potential to show up. Spoiler alert: they do get a win, but I don't know. That's just throwing more of a kink into what the hell is Group A.
Exactly.
Well, I guess we can go to Saturday, October the 3rd, which opens up with SKT beating Edward. Not really a shocker.
No, but we were hyping this game up as a Clash of the Titans. And it
Yeah,
just looks like SKT just like, whatever. They like whatever at Edward Gaming.
yeah.
Another Clash of the Titans game. Go with what you were saying.
No, if you want to jump straight, you're talking about Origin versus TSM.
No, I was
Uh,
talking about KT Roaster versus LGD.
yeah, which it could have been something, but unfortunately LGD just didn't show up,
Mm-mm.
and KT just rollstered over them. And before that, they had H2K versus Bangkok. H2K took that.
Yeah, H2K's first and only victory of the tournament so far against
Yeah.
Bangkok Titans, the wild card.
And then
And
after having, go ahead.
after the LGD KT Roaster game, you had Origin versus TSM, and like we've been saying, Origin came to play, and they played to they defeated TSM. But the thing about it is TSM had a lot of bad like decision making that game.
Yeah,
You
they
had
really did.
you had Bjergsen on mid lane LeBlanc going around and wasting his burst on like an Alistar. Oh, that's not the game. I apologize. That is not that game. You have Bjergsen on mid lane Victor and just Dyrus on carry champion.
And not
Uh,
being able to carry.
no, you have Santorin just bumbling around the jungle, not really doing anything. And then you have Lustboy uncharacteristically getting caught out.
Caught out several times. And while Turtle was able,
Wow,
he farmed
Turtles.
pretty well.
Which is
He
yeah.
didn't perform super bad. Just the team as a whole didn't really show up that day.
And now that is a trend too. Because first game, Wild Turtle didn't play that bad either. I mean, albeit he went 2-4, but his positioning was correct.
When he was
Like
Vayne,
yes,
yeah, he had good position.
his positioning was correct. His farming was nice. It's just that the team as a whole.
They don't stand up. There's something going on for TSM, and I'm sure we might see a couple roster changes between the season, aside from Dyrus leaving. or something being done because something's not working for that team.
Exactly.
Then
You
we
have
have, go ahead.
well, we keep on butting into each other. We have Cloud9 defeating Invictus Gaming.
And it shredded everybody's thoughts saying Cloud9, okay, you used your ace card just to get the first game. Can you repeat that? They did. They took down what, once again, people thought Invictus Gaming were going to be the biggest contender in that group. Aside from Fnatic, Cloud9 shut that down.
They did. And then maybe the biggest surprise of the day was AHQ. Well, the second biggest surprise, because the biggest
Yeah.
surprise was obviously Cloud9. AHQ taking out Fnatic, giving Fnatic their first loss.
And that's why I'm saying they are group uh, B. They're group B. Group B and Group A are a lot. Basically, Group A and B are pretty confusing about results. Group C and D are, for the most part, playing out as people expected them. Well, Origin showing up and
Yeah.
LGD, but after this trend, I don't know. It's not so clear. Whereas D's expectations, it's been clear cut that Origin came to play and LGD didn't. So for most people, you just switch those two teams and their positions where they're going to end up. Well, no, people had KT Rolster first, but yeah, AHQ beating Fnatic. This is where people are discovering the trend that maybe Fnatic's cocky, like they probably already knew they had this group, and they probably honestly do. They probably could finish top two if they don't screw around more. But
Yeah, I just feel like Fnatic just didn't. They didn't actually attempt to practice or prepare for any teams. Like you said, they seem cocky or just like, yeah, we're just gonna go in and win. Like, have you seen our record?
yeah,
Like,
I think the only team they maybe prepped for was Invictus.
yeah, and you can tell by their gameplay that they actually prepped for Invictus, and then they just fell back onto, well, we don't need to practice. It's just HQ and Cloud9.
Yeah, but as for that day, I guess we can move on to the last day of last week. TSM defeating LGD.
Yeah, giving LGG the third loss in a row, and
E-
TSM getting their first victory.
Exactly. I guess after two losses in a row, I think the way you and I put it, or one of us did, whoever ate their bowl of Wheaties that morning were going to be the ones who ate it. TSM played a little bit better, but LGD just didn't show up for the third time in a row, even though Imp had a really good game. And that's a trend for all of LGD's games. Imp pretty much has a good game. I think it was either his second or third game. Kog'Maw, he was 4-0. He was all four of his team's kills, really good, and then just translates to late game. Just really can't.
Yeah,
He can't handle it the rest of it. His team can't handle it.
exactly. That's just the fault of LGD. They rely too much on Imp to get going, and even if Imp is doing well, that's only one person on your team doing well.
Yeah. He was supposed to be one of the legendary Chinese bot lanes that didn't show up, and the former champion probably will not see it past group stages. And it's sad to say, and then I know all the team problems and all that, but this is Worlds coming into it. You can take all the problems that you want, but once you hit that rift, you got to get over them and win.
Yes, especially this is for millions of fans and coincidentally millions of dollars too.
Yeah.
So
And then we have another really good game. Origin defeating KT Rolster. KT Rolster is the favorite to win this group. Origin said nope, nope, nope. And we have an EU team on top.
yep, in Group D we have Origin sitting at 3-0, and what can I say? With Group D with three more games left to go, uh, a lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. But Origin looking really really strong at 3-0 right now, and they defeated KT Roaster. Like just say that out loud. Origin defeated KT Roaster.
Yeah. And KT Rolster and SKT were expected to be finals. And then EDG thrown in there. EDG is probably going to be the only Chinese team to go anywhere, I guess, because the others haven't really shown up. But I guess we can do an overall where the group's standing last and then our expectations for the next week. So
Yeah.
let's just move on to Invictus defeating AHQ, throwing
Yep.
another cog in I mean, I expected Invictus to win, but AHQ the day before,
Beating Fnatic like that.
yeah, what is this, round robin? That's what it
Exactly.
sounds like. Because, woo boy, that's this. Everybody in the group is 1-2, but see us Cloud9. That's just the weird thing about it all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
spoiler alert! Cloud9
yeah.
defeats Fnatic.
Yeah, gives Fnatic their second loss in a row
Yeah,
too. This
that's the game to watch
yes,
for that
that
day.
would be the game to watch right there. This supposedly 0-6 team is looking really strong.
Mm-hmm. It's in fact, I don't know. That game really interesting. I'd say we didn't go back and do it for Friday or Saturday, but I don't care. Uh, that's the game to watch because you see how Cloud9 had the early game. Their rotations got them, I think, 4 or 5 towers in a row. While Fnatic, they were bloodthirsty. They got a lot of kills. Cloud9 was evening up in gold. Then Fnatic swung that back in their favor. And for a majority of the game, it was Fnatic's game. Then it was just a couple Baron calls. I think 3 total Baron fights that Cloud9 tried to initiate, and finally there was one that turned out in the end, and then they swung it around, and I guess could say it after they swung it around, Balls gets a pentakill on Darius that
Yes.
he didn't even know about.
Dunkmaster Darius. Yeah, he didn't. I think the pentakill he got it because of a bleed. He did
Yeah,
like if you listen to comms, you can hear Sneaky like, "Balls,
what
you got a penta?" Like
what the hell?
he's questioning
Yeah, I
like
think it's high. Who's goes, dude, you got a penta. So yeah, but then again, Balls is a quiet guy, so he might have had a feeling because I mean he got the dunk and he got the bleeds, and then that last team fight, I'd say it was reminiscent of kind of way Cloud9 versus Fnatic was very Flash Wolves versus CLG on the first day, where really strong game from both people, and then just one late game fight turned it around. And even then, like that team fight, yeah, Ball's got a pentakill, but it really could have gone either way. It's just Huni got blown up at the end, and on his top lane, Yasuo, really aggressive. That
yeah.
last fight, it didn't do much for him.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth that game too. At one point, Huni like got a quadra kill on Cloud9, so basically Yasio's in the game, and there was a lot of back and forth. Team fights were amazing. Like this probably be the premier game to watch. Team fights were amazing. Rotations were amazing, and like I said, Fnatic was bloodthirsty while Cloud9 played more of a calculated rotation based game. But when it came down to, I don't know if they had a gentleman's agreement or something, but they were just like, we're meeting in the middle, mid lane, everybody, both teams now. Like,
Yeah,
and you see some amazing stuff. You see Fnatic's ability to team fight, Cloud9's ability to team fight, their abilities to come back. That was a really really good game to watch.
really, what I think it came down to is Fnatic really had an obsession with trying to get Sneaky into a Yasuo ult, and a couple times uh, Yellowstar had some flash pulverizes that would catch Sneaky, but I think at that point Sneaky had that final fight. Sneaky got out of the Yasuo ult, and pretty much at that point Yasuo went in on a high, I believe, and he only got a 2-man knockup, but they were really centered on taking out Sneaky because he's considered the powerhouse of them. But really, I guess what people are underestimating is Incarnation's shown up here, and you really,
Yes.
especially on his Azir, you can't count him out because there was like the second Baron fight where this happened. They got Sneaky out of it, but lo and behold, here's an almost relatively untouched Azir. He's reached that point where he's hella relevant, and here he is just melting your team. And congratulations, you killed the Tristana, but you lost the team fight.
Yeah, and this is the third game that Sneaky's been on Tristana, and teams are still allowing him to get it. And this is the second game that Incarnation's been on the Zir. Like,
Yeah. So
so
it's a wonder if teams are going to ban that today. I mean, not today, but this week.
yeah.
So,
But
hmm,
I guess moving on, because we spent a lot of time with that Cloud9 Fnatic
I
game.
mean, it was fun.
It was fun. It was a
Then,
fun game. I
then we
agree.
follow up with Coup Tigers. I'm not even going to say shockingly beating CLG. Coup
Yeah,
really has finals potential, and aside from not waking up or that second day fumble, they threw it back at CLG.
yeah. And with this game, you can kind of see some of the cracks in the armor of CLG
Yeah,
too.
they have a very, very weak mid lane, and it really shows on CLG's part, and that has nothing to do with Pope. I mean, it is Pope Butter. He's a young kid. He literally went from being on a relegated team to being on CLG. Uh, Standards are higher. He played Lulu twice in a row. which really he took a more supportive role than he was on Victor, I believe, this game or something like that. And he went 0-6-1. He really underperformed greatly, and that transition to it really Koo snowballed off that mid lane. And in CLG, they didn't get rolling bot lane, and then Zion performed pretty well. Just Koo was able to snowball off that one lane and jungle pressure alone.
Yeah, and you see the CLGs facing people who know how to get an advantage. They know like we know how to attack you where your weak is at. And
Yeah,
I think that's what Coup Tigers exposed. Coup Tigers exposed CLG's mid lane, like you were saying. And if CLG doesn't do something about their mid lane, in addition to that, some of their early game problems, it's gonna be kind of hard for them coming tomorrow when
yeah,
they have to play 3 games.
yeah. I really think overall CLG is going to have to look at Pobelter and Smithy's early game and do something about it because Zion really always usually, he will have his bad games where he's getting camped and all that. Like that's just the toll of most top laners. But usually their bot lane Rush Hour has a really good early game, and it's just they really as a team they gotta have it because Afro is on point with his plays. He's on point with his vision, and then Doublelift's usually relatively safe in the back line. He knows how to pick fights. It's just and Zion really good at carrying. Like he's one of those top laners when this top laner meta came in, he benefits from it. So it's just a matter of if mid lane and Smithy. He's not as bad as he was in the season where he was missing Sejuani ults. Luckily Sejuani's not in the meta anymore. And then
Exactly.
then to end the week on what is the most confusing as fuck group, we have Pain Gaming taking down Flash Wolves.
Yes, Pain Gaming giving Flash Wolves their second defeat. Pain Gaming's first victory. This group can go any number of directions now.
As long as Ku is on top.
This, I don't know what to say. It's just that the wild cards being wild cards. Just,
And if they kaboom the Flash Wolves, I don't know what to say. Because I don't
yeah.
know. I fully expect that to be a one game trend. I fully expect Pain Gaming to go 1-5 because it's always that wild card. They'll get the one game that ruins somebody's chances, and I guess we can go over tomorrow, which is a CLG. We already gave a breakdown of who we expect to win, but basically it's going to boil down to is if Pain Gaming is going to kaboom somebody, could CLG or Flash Wolves upset Ku? But the game really to watch is CLG versus Flash Wolves.
Yeah, it's a rematch. I really want to see how they're gonna play against each other too. They both have a break,
Yeah.
so let's see.
What it boils down to, if CLG beats Flash Wolves, they're automatically going to get second. If they lose to Flash Wolves, it's going to be a tiebreaker between the two of them. If things go to what they were, like if basically everybody beats Pain, expected, Pain goes 1-5. If Ku beats everybody, which I'm fully expecting them to beat everybody, because I think they really underestimated Flash Wolves, to be
Well,
honest. I really think they did.
If Ku beats everybody, Ku goes 5-1.
Yeah,
If Counter Logic beats, well, they can't beat Ku if Ku beats everybody. So if Counter Logic
yeah.
beats Flash Wolves and Pain
It'd be
Gaming, they go
4-2.
4-2.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. And then in that scenario, if Flash Wolves does beat not Cloud9, but CLG, they're both 3-3,
yeah.
and that would be a tiebreaker. But Flash Wolves, I don't know. Could they beat Ku again? Because I fully expect, I 100% know Ku did not expect Flash Wolves to beat that hard. I think it might be a scenario similar to Fnatic where they really only considered CLG their only opponents in this, and I've always said never underestimate the Flash Wolves because they're not the greatest team, but they've really shown up, and then Pain Gaming throwing a wrench in it all. So I guess the way I'm going is I think Ku's going to take first. CLG in most scenarios takes second, but don't count the Flash Wolves out.
No, don't count the Flash Wolves out. This Taiwan, the Taiwanese team.
Yeah,
I agree with you though. Ku being from Korea, they and then in their bracket is the one of the wild cards, and team from Taiwan. Like I really think they probably thought that CLG would be their hardest, and I'm putting hardest in quotes, their hardest opponents. Because Ku coming from Korea, they probably did not expect any other region to be as close to them as they are.
And I really don't think they expected that much as a CLG because the whole NA team and CLG hasn't shown up as well as the other NA team. Ku's had it relatively easy, and I really think cockiness cost them a win. And I guess, I mean, if Fate had it, SKT would probably get it handed to them, but H2K and BKT aren't going to hand that to them. And the only game last week that SKT took seriously was EDG, so that's the troll thing. I get you want to move on to that group next. Skip Group B because that's the most exciting one. Oh, yeah, you got
well,
to give your overall what you think is going to happen in Group A.
well, in Group A we have Counterlogic and Ku tied for first, Flash Wolves and Pain Gaming tied for third. Honestly, I kind of really do expect Ku Tigers to at least take two games. I'm really hoping Pain takes a game off of Ku Tigers just because I think it would be funny and I think it would be entertaining if Pain somehow takes a game off Ku Tigers. And like we see Counter Logic and Flash Wolves number one and two. Because being completely honest, I want to see more Counter Logic Flash Wolves games
Yeah,
because
yeah.
those
That I
games are
would. I
very
really wouldn't mind
interesting.
their tiebreaker because that would put them both on the line, and let's see if in that scenario I'd really actually like that because it would show CLG you've always last year especially when pressure came you folded, and now this year you've been almost the exact opposite. It's really a test because now you're on the world stage, and I'd
Exactly.
like that, but
But I
I
guess if we're
guess
gonna,
that's the game to watch.
and I guess if we're skipping Group B for now because we
That's
this
the hype as fuck one. Plus, it's the. I guess we're going in order of the days of what we expect, but we're not going to go over individual wins and whatnot. We'll cover that each and every day it's on, but we're just going to go overall how we think the things are going to play, how we think things are going to play. And I honestly expect Group C to be the shortest of the two of us because SKT first place, EDG second place. Do you?
no, yeah, I agree. I don't have any.
I ran a few scenarios, and H2K has a slim chance at second place if Bangkok Titan manages to kaboom EDG.
The thing is, though, well, you can't put it past wildcard teams. Wildcards being wildcards.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, this is just me being cynical because we have SKT number one right now, 3-0. Edward Gaming number two, 2-1. H2K 1-2 at number three, and Bangkok Titans 0-3 at number four. So Bangkok Titans has a game. It's 3 games behind first place.
Yeah,
So if Bangkok Titans were to get first place, they would need SKT to drop 3 games.
EDG to drop two and only win
Yeah.
one,
And eight
and
and H2K has to be the one to beat Edward
yeah,
for Bangkok Titans to even
and
have a
that's relying on
chance.
Bangkok Titan going 3-0 this
Yeah.
week. So
Yeah.
they're pretty much slim to none. Nothing's gonna happen for them. I mean, I'm sure it was a fun as hell game. I mean, you can't say you got to face Faker on equal footing, but G4 will get to say he got to lane against Faker.
Yeah. Also, if I had it my way, Bangkok Titans went 3-0, there would be a four-way tie. Every team in that group would be 3-3.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Bangkok Titan. I wonder what's the last game of that day. Oh yeah, SKT versus Bangkok. Let's say in that scenario, Bangkok is going 2-0, and Edward did lose to H2K. I mean, at that point, it wouldn't matter to SKT because
No, well,
SKT like would they? Do you think they'll troll again because it'll be their last game? And at that point, I'm assuming they're going to be 5-0.
only if they're 5-0 at that point they would draw.
Yeah,
SKT literally only has to win what? They have to win 1 game to be like
Uh,
at least place second
yes.
because they're
4
4-0 and
2 is what they would need, because, yeah. because
Four two.
they want to get 5 games at least to guarantee them.
Well, if they get
Unless
five
EDG
games,
if no, they have to get 4-2 at least. No, they have to get 5-0 at least, and at least one of those wins be EDG. Otherwise, they're not getting first place, and EDG would get it,
well, if they win,
assuming EDG goes 3-0.
if they win two games, they're guaranteed second because the
Yeah,
only people who can because they'll be 5-1, and only other people who can be that is Edward Gaming.
yeah, but you want to they want to get first because you get to face a second seed
Yeah, but they're making it out with at least two wins, at
easily,
least.
easily. Will EDG show up and beat them this time? Who knows? It's top of the Korean market versus a Chinese team that's going to boil down to who's going to get first or second,
Yeah,
and that's if EDG doesn't lose again to somebody else, which
exactly.
I don't predict them to, but so we're both predicting SKT and EDG.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hopefully H2K shows up though.
maybe getting one game other than
Bangkok.
Bangkok, yeah, because that's Freelo. But I guess Group D now.
Group D basically mirrors Group C. Origin 3-0, KT Roaster 2-1, Team Solomon in third place at 1-2, LGD at 0-3. And what a surprise, LGD at 0-3 in Group D.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting maybe LGD will get one game this week, but I think the only chance I would be is against TSM. Unless these people did some serious research on Origin, I don't see I could see Origin not winning the game against KT again because KT is a really good team. They're looking forward to that rematch because they want first seed too,
Exactly.
and if they win that, they tie it. So
Exactly. I don't know what's been going on with TSM this tournament. They've been looking really shaky since their 3-0 playoff loss to
well,
CLG.
well, there's that, and then they were looking real shaky at the I'd say last half of the
Yeah,
NA
last
split.
half of
It
the
was
summer split.
yeah, it something happened there. I even though TSM Legends they're going over it, it looks like they're working hard. I, I guess it's just fatigue as a team. These people working together because it really seems like they tried putting Dyrus on some more carry-oriented ones, but he can't do it every game. He's no Zion Spartan or Marin, and it's kind of I guess there's just like that we can't keep that consistent like uh, pushing resources up there because it's at the end of the day it's going to be Dyrus. I guess Dyrus as a player is pretty much done, and like he said before, he's not. This meta isn't really for him. So even though this is the meta he's been praying for, really,
Yeah, you have a
but
lot of like top lane bruiser type juggernaut champions you can go on and still do well, but these
yeah,
teams keep picking Darius though.
Darius and Olaf once I believe, but
Yeah,
he's known for his Olaf play. He played it really
yeah.
fantastically in the playoffs.
And I think the Olaf game was the only game that he had a win on. I think that
Yeah,
was the when they faced LGD also.
I believe so. But as for that, I'm predicting Origin and KT Rollsters top two. And if Origin comes out, plays like they have been, which I can't fault them on any of their play. So I mean, there are a few shaky times during some games, but especially against that SOAS split push, like it's just inventive shot calling, and I'm not even saying it's inventive because XPK's split push to win at Worlds before. So it's I guess it's a different way of looking at the game because I don't see any other team doing that in that scenario. Any other team would have fought the Baron, had their top laner TP up 5v5. Origin had the confidence to say, we can hold our own. They did. Go get their Nexus.
Yeah, and I think that's just Origin having a lot of trust in each other. Like the players in general trust each other,
Yeah,
and you can tell like their team play is amazing.
yeah. They're three
Their
vets.
their team fighting is amazing. Their rotational shot calling ability is really good too. Like you have Speke at the helm right now, and with all the experience that Speke has, it's I kind of agree with you. It's kind of creative shot calling. It's not exactly reactive, but the ability. Speke, like you said, sees the game through a different lens with the amount of time he's been playing, and the ability to just analyze something that fast and be like, so as teleport, take their nexus, we're gonna hold this off. Like, imagine, especially in a game like this, like at Worlds, with a lot on the line. Imagine your team captain telling you to do something like that, and you just following through with it, like no matter what.
Yeah, I think that boils down to them being teammates for years on Fnatic. They
Yes.
know each other well. They play well. Rounding out their roster, amazing. Has always been an amazing jungler. I'm glad to see him back. I kind of feel like had he stayed at TSM, TSM would be a stronger team. But unfortunately, Amazing was really, really homesick being overseas. That's the reason we were giving. I'm sure there was no drama because Amazing played really well, and he's really shown up as a jungler here. And then Niels and Mithy, they've been playing great.
Yeah, they may be the weak point of Fnatic, I mean of
Yeah,
Origin,
well,
but
I'd say
even
so as, but
so, well, okay. Well, I guess we're split on. Well, all right, that's another discussion for another time. But they may be the weak point of Origin this tournament. How about that?
yeah, they are.
So far, but even then, like they play really well. Like you said, Mithy is an amazing support. We've used the word amazing like 60 times,
Yeah,
and
fucking great support.
Nils is also a really decent AD too. So
Yeah, so I guess,
you can do a lot worse.
yeah. I mean, we could put Sliver in there. So projecting Origin 1 or 2 or KT Rolster 1 or 2?
See, this is I'm for
Are you predicting a six
Origin.
zero for Origin?
I'm predicting at least a 5-1 for Origin. And they've just been playing really, really strong, and unless teams would come prepared specifically for them, I'm predicting them to go 5-0. I mean
Yeah.
5-1, 5-1.
I just I don't see any. There are a few scenarios where TSM has a slight chance. That's if they beat Origin and LGD.
And KT are both there.
Well, no, I think in this scenario they lose to KT Rolster anyway, but KT beats Origin. Basically, Origin would go 1-2 for the week. That would make them 4-2, and then TSM would go 4-2,
So that would
and
be
that would be a
3.
tie. Yeah, there'd be a tie for second place, but that's the only that's the only chance they have at this point, unless unless Origin goes 0-3 or KT goes 0-3 this week, and LGD shows up.
Yeah, which I was about to say, which LGD can still throw a wrench into Group D because don't count out LGD. Well, of course, they've been playing pretty poorly, but you have to remember LGD is still one of the best teams that China has.
Yeah,
And they have a lot of good players. I really expect them to completely change their play style, like maybe not rely on imp as much. And we'll see coming into
I just I don't get it. You have LGD, you have Acorn, you have GodV. I don't know what's going on. You have a good team.
exactly.
They really do. On pen and paper, they have one of the best lineups in this group.
Not even on pen and paper, in practice too. It's just LGD has not came in top form this tournament.
And to think Chinese women are good looking too. But that I guess we can go over Group B, which will be the last game. Last games we'll see of the group stages.
Group B, Group B, Group B. Cloud9, if they secure one win, they're almost guaranteed
Top two.
top two because they're 3-0 and everyone else in their group is 1-2. So everyone else in their group is 2 games behind them. And if they secure one win, which if they secure that one win against Fnatic,
And then Fnatic go 3. Or no, yeah, go against Fnatic.
Fnatic's if they secure that one win against Fnatic, Fnatic's done. Because
Yeah,
Cloud9 is basically because then Fnatic can only win 2 games and Cloud9's 4-2 and Fnatic's what
that would
three
that
three
would
three.
that would make them 3-3. And under that assumption, every other team before they played each other would be 1 3 because Cloud9 defeated them in this 3-0 scenario. And then it comes down to Invictus versus HQ. Can they, if HQ throws another wrench in there, it could be a matter of the first place team, Cloud9, would be first place, 4-2. First place would be first place, obviously. They'd be
Yeah,
4-2, and then there'd be at least Fnatic 3-3, and then one other person 3-3, and then who would win that tiebreaker? I'd give that to
exactly.
Fnatic
If
if they play like Fnatic.
if Cloud9's so far ahead in this group that if they win 2 games, they're guaranteed first. No, well,
Yeah,
they're at least guaranteed second if they win 2 games. No, actually, no, they're
they're
guaranteed
guaranteed
first
first
if they
because
win two
even if the
games.
5-1 scenario, the most somebody in this team could get is 4-2 if they go 3-0.
Yep, they're guaranteed first if they win 2 games. That's how far ahead of this group Cloud9, the
0-6
predicted
team.
0-16 is.
And really,
Cloud
a, a, tr-
9-0.
a trend to say I would be worried about for the teams in here is Fnatic. Shot calling somewhere is going off because you have Fabivin playing out of his mind well.
Yes, he was
His
hitting Oriana
Oriana.
alts left and right.
Reckless
It's
performing pretty well.
as usual, reckless doing reckless things.
Reignover's gotten first blood in 2 out of 3 of his games. Hooney, really aggressive, has been punished for it, but coming out for the most part, okay. And then Yellow Star, I guess he's the shot caller. I guess some of those late game shot calling has been off because Reignover's been pretty well off this tournament. A few hiccups. Same with Hooney. Reckless had 1 or 2, but like you said, Fabivin star of this team right now. And then
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. I guess it's tunneling on like that game with C9. That's really worrying that he'd rather flash in, get the engage with Hooney, just them two alone, just to try and kill Sneaky. And I think it wasn't balls, it was high, and maybe yellow, not elimination. Yeah, elimination, not yellow nation. But it was really just that call and the fact that Sneaky was able to QSS out of it and continue to fight and then let balls clean up it. They didn't respect the top laner. They didn't respect Azir. So
It's
it's tunneling on. I guess Yellow Star was not able to identify some of these teams' problems because the only team they beat is Invictus, and I guess that's the only person Yellow Star really researched heavily for because it seems like he went. It really seems like Yellow Star watched a few LCS games, said, "Oh, it's C9, shut down Sneaky, and they're nothing." Granted, a month ago that would have been true, but
the C9 here after coming through a
yeah,
grueling gauntlet. They've came to play because think about just what they went through to get here and then put up a 0-6 performance. That's almost not to be expected. Like they took 2 best of 5s to the last game
yeah. So I. Hmm,
just to get to Worlds, and they have been practicing like crazy too.
yeah. So I guess it's a matter of Cloud9 just really got to get one win,
Yes, Cloud9
and
has
then
to get
2 if
one
they
win.
really want. And I think they can beat AHQ again. I think they could beat Invictus. If they don't get any better, I think they can beat Fnatic. Do I think Cloud9 will go 6-0? Hell yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Cloud9.
say it. I've always been a Cloud9 fan, and I want them to be there because I think somebody posted on the Reddit either way. If Cloud9 makes it to quarterfinals, they'll be like the only team that's gone 3 times in a row, and that unique roster of only Meteos would be the one not to make it 3 times in a row.
Yep.
So it'd be nice to see that. I predict to see that. I hope Fnatic steps it up because Invictus showed up 1 game, AHQ showed up 1 game, and Fnatic showed up 1 game.
But Cloud9 has showed up 3 though so far.
I get it's just like Group A. There's one team, whereas in Group A there's one team not showing up at all, and the others are playing round robin. And this one, there's one team showing up, and the others are playing round robin.
Yeah,
So Cloud9 has nothing to lose, but who they're going to take with them.
exactly.
So,
Well,
well, I mean, they don't determine that, and they're not going to throw a game for it. But and they play 2 games in a row, Fnatic versus AHQ. If they secure one of those, that's fine. Uh,
Yeah,
so I
it
guess
is.
what final? What are you predicting, Cloud? I'm going.
Cloud9 1. It's a tie between Fnatic and Victus for 2, in my opinion.
I
I
think
I
I'm gonna.
really
I
think
think at the end of the day, Fnatic should be able to pull this out. You were the team everybody was saying to watch out for.
yes,
Every
yes.
Korean coach, every Chinese coach was saying Fnatic could go top 4, and then they would also say from NA to watch out for CLG. But hey, I don't. I'm a CLG fanboy, but I really like what Cloud9's position is because Cloud9 admitted they were having scrims canceled on them right and left. People didn't even care to play Cloud9, and to do this well, I'm glad they might and probably will come out on top.
It would be basically a giant middle finger to everyone who cancels scrims on them. A giant middle finger to every analyst who said Cloud9's going to go 0-6.
Yeah,
I
fuck you,
believe
Koreans.
I believe I believe they, and also just the power of the underdog too. Like
It's a good story. It's a goddamn good story.
they are just wrecking it right now, and I hope this trend continues. And with that being said, Cloud9 number one, Fnatic and Victus are gonna tie, and one of them are gonna go to number two.
Well, you had it here, folks. That's week 1 recapped and our predictions for groups. But once again, those tomorrow we're going to find out how Group A is going to go out, and each day we're going to find out who's going to round out these top 2, and then we'll see you next week on Worlds Talk, combination center of what happened in the week, the century of the month, and I guess we'll see you next time. I've been joined with,
Lumen.
and I've been One Park. See, we switched it around for you. And I guess we'll see you next week, aka also tomorrow. And this week's sponsored Racetrack. They're a gas station. You can get chips. Cheops. There. That wasn't good enough. We're also, well, mainly, this isn't just this little mini cast, but my life is sponsored by Kettle One Vodka. Let me join your alliance, Kettle One. They do. They have an alliance. Tony, it only recorded the blank screen and not the audio.
Are you serious?
Yes.
No. Like, are you serious? Serious?
Yes.
No, you're not.
I just want to hang out with my friend.
All right.
And
Well,
you won't ever speak to me unless I'm recording this.
what? We're about to play League in like 10 minutes. Are you out tomorrow?
Yes.
Tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Is Tyler out tomorrow?
I don't think so.
Uh,
He might go in. I talked to him earlier today.
I don't think Alan's fucking with me anymore, so.
Well, let me stop recording this.